welcome back. Welcome to another crafty decor adventure. This is episode 4 in my huge I Love Christmas series. Listen, I love to share with you guys how you can make your home's boutique gorgeous on a budget. We're going to be crafting and decorating for this new season of home decor and holiday decor. So I am so excited to share with you guys some DIY, Dollar Tree, and budget-friendly decor ideas. Now listen, I would love to invite you guys to subscribe to my YouTube channel and punch that bell. It will update you every time I post a new video, and also pop over to my Olivia's Romantic Home Facebook page. I do a ton of DIY projects over there, as well as I have a free little group page you guys might want to pop in and join. Hey, but without further ado, let's go ahead and plug in those glue guns, get out your glitter and paint, and let's get to crafting. For this Dollar Tree DIY, I'm so excited to share with you guys a super adorable little gnome sign. So what you want to do is find any old Dollar Tree sign. I have a ton of them. I always buy a couple of these extra large signs. And then I'm just going to take this cute little Dollar Tree. It's a super soft, cozy scarf. And I'm going to trim it down to the size of this sign and then glue it to the front of this sign. Now, you guys could totally just paint the sign and do like a little buffalo check plaid pattern, or really pretty much anything that floats your boat. But since I already had the scarf on hand, thank you, Stacy. She is my girl, sending me some goodies my way. I thought, hey, let's make it a cozy sign. Is there such a thing as a cozy sign? So anyway, I'm just going to hot glue the edges, trim that out nice and good, and then hot glue that cute little gnome to the front of this sign. Okay, so you can totally stop here, or you could add, some little lettering at the top, but I had to go super extra. I shared with you guys how to create a door hanger sign in one of my last videos for Halloween, and I used a beware sign. So this time we're going to use just a little ring from one of the Dollar Tree wreaths, and we glued that to the top of the little sign to make the door hanger part. And then I'm going to take and I cut 2 rolls of the Dollar Tree deco mesh, and I happened to find this buffalo check plaid deco mesh. This was actually from last season. Not sure if they'll have it this year, but red mesh will do as well. And so I used 1 roll of the buffalo check plaid mesh, and you're going to cut it about 12 inches long, and then you're going to bundle 3 of the little curly cues together. And then I'm just using pipe cleaners to pipe cleaner on to the top part of the door hanger. I hope that makes sense to you guys. But you just basically, take your 12-inch rolls of mesh and roll them together like a little burrito, nice and tight, and then zip tie them onto the top of your door hanger. Now, I decided that I felt like it needed a little bit more brightness and red because the gnome hat was kind of bright and red. So I used another roll of the Dollar Tree deco mesh, and I just chose the red, and then I went every other one. So 1 bundle of the buffalo check plaid mesh, and then 1 bundle of the red mesh, and you can kind of scoot it back and forth on your little door hanger. And again, the mesh part is totally optional. But the next thing I wanted to do was make a cute little Dollar Tree bow. So I'm using some of this buffalo check plaid ribbon. This was from fall. And I did grab a couple of rolls, so I had some to use for Christmas. I did that for last year too, and it worked out so perfectly. But I'm using my Easy Bow Maker, and I'm just going to make a 5-inch bow on either side. And then I'm using this cute little Dollar Tree burlap ribbon. And again, I think this was like 5 inches as well. And then I also added a 6-inch bow to the back, and that's going to be the red. So when I say 6 inches, that's on 1 loop. So it's 10 and 12 if you're using your Easy Bow Maker, or just make a cute little bow. Hey, go for it. Okay, now the next thing I wanted to do was take and add in some of this little, it's kind of like that Dollar Tree, they call it mesh rope, I believe, or mesh tubing. I'm using that to tie my bow on, because then you won't be able to see the zip ties, and you can have this cute little pop of mesh tubing, so it gives your creation a little bit of dimension. So these are just some fun ideas for you guys if you love to craft and decorate on a budget and repurpose some of those Dollar Tree signs and use some of that Dollar Tree mesh you may have floating around in your stash. Now give your bow a nice good fluffing, because it'll kind of get flat down in there. The next thing I did was add some of these cute little Dollar Tree Merry Christmas signs. I feel like they're putting out so many good things right now. And then I'm going to add a cute little snowflake to the bottom. So here is how it turned out. I popped it into my wild little gnome display, and I think it's looking pretty cute, pretty fabulous on a budget, you guys. I hope you're inspired to make a nice little soft, fuzzy, cozy sign. You don't have to necessarily use the same stuff I use, but just a fun little inspiration for you guys. So fun and fabulous on a budget. For this Dollar Tree DIY, I want to take and use this little Dollar Tree stocking, and this is a cute little stocking, $1 at the Dollar Tree. It looks like a cute little gnome. What I want to do is create kind of like a fancier stocking just by stuffing it with some stuffing, and so this is going to be more of a decor piece and less of, a stocking that you're going to throw a bunch of candy in. This is just a fun little idea for you guys, and you guys can really take any Dollar Tree stocking and make it into kind of this plush stocking idea. So I am going to hot glue the top part of the stocking together. That way all that stuffing kind of stays in and you really can't see it. So you're just going to add a little dibble dabble of hot glue on the inside of this and press it nice and neat together. And then there you guys have your sealed up little seamed stocking. Now I wanted to add a cute little bow to the toe of my stocking, so I chose this pretty little glitter bow and I just made it with some of the red Dollar Tree glitter ribbon. And then I'm taking some buttons. At the checkout stand, Dollar Tree has like little tins full of buttons or plastic containers full of buttons. Grab those. They're great to Christmas craft with. For only $1, you guys get a lot of buttons on hand. Now I'm taking and I'm making a quick little ribbon bow. So you just take the ribbon, loop it over on itself and pinch it in the center, and that's going to create a cute little kind of tuxedo bow. And then I'm taking some longer strands of ribbon here, and this is the sparkly ribbon, and I'm just going to tie that on to the center of the bow. Easy peasy, and this is a fun little way to really jazz up a stocking. I did stockings like this in my Etsy shop. They weren't from Dollar Tree. I actually made the stockings handmade, and they were like really shabby chic and over the top fabulous, but they were stuffed and they were so pretty to use on your mantle. So that's just an idea for you guys. You guys can actually kind of make these just out of really pretty fabric. If you have some ornate Victorian fabrics or, pretty fabrics that you love, or if you just find a really super adorable $1 stocking like this gnome stocking, these are just a fun way to kind of jazz up your decor. And it's also a great way that you can take and make your Christmas decor cohesive. So say you have a really beautifully decorated tree and you have a pretty mantle done, you can take and add stockings that are like really pretty and fluffy and full and jazz them up, and that can make everything in the room flow together. I hope that makes sense just by the different bows you're using and the different colors there. So I hope you guys are inspired to make a full fluffy little stocking, or you just had fun watching this video. No matter what, I just want you guys to keep up the good work crafting and decorating, and gnomes are definitely where it's at right now for the season. Now if you don't care for the gnomes, that's okay. They'll have all the Santa Claus and gingerbread and all that good stuff out, but for this video I just thought I'd share with you guys some fun little gnome ideas. For this Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you all how to make a super adorable Santa Claus hat using one of those Dollar Tree witch hat wreath forms. So from the Dollar Tree, grab one of the witch hat wreath forms, and then you can take some red deco mesh and using a zip tie that little spot at the top, and then just take and wrap the mesh around your Santa hat. Now listen, you do probably want to glue as you go along the way, otherwise your mesh will have a tendency to kind of ruche up, and you really don't want that. And I did end up using 2 rolls of the deco mesh to cover this entire witch hat turned Santa hat wreath form. So just a little FYI there, you may want to have a couple rolls ready in your arsenal. Now, I usually do all white deco mesh for the brim of this hat, and I am cutting these in 12-inch cuts, but I only had 1 roll of white deco mesh. I may have it somewhere else and don't know about it, but I used 1 roll of the white mesh and 2 rolls of the gold mesh. I thought, okay, we'll make it kind of a country Santa hat. So what you want to do is in between your fingers, you're just going to kind of take and pinch those little pieces of mesh. And again, they're 12-inch cuts, and you want to bundle 3 together. That makes a pretty nice little bundle package. And I also cut my pipe cleaners in half. You can use zip ties as well, but the pipe cleaners will do nicely. They're inexpensive. Now, I think that they don't hold quite as tightly as the zip ties, but now I have more pipe cleaners than zip ties. So anyway, you just want to tie your mesh bundle on to your little Santa hat wreath form. And I kind of eyeballed this. I kind of start close to the brim of the hat and move my way up and then move on to the other side because I didn't quite have as much mesh as I really needed for this project. So side note here, if you're going to do this project and you have it in mind, grab some extra mesh, okay? But sometimes for these crafts, I'm just going to roll with it and kind of give you guys more of an inspiration. And we're going to kind of make it, a country Santa hat. We're going to pretend like it's not just a yellowed Santa hat here. Okay, I'm kind of cracking myself up and it's really not that funny, but continue to add in bundles and bundles of your mesh until you get to the end. Now you can always add in some ribbons, and to be honest with you, the brim of this hat is a little large for Santa. It's kind of like Santa turned witch. I don't know, but it turns out pretty cute in the end, and I'm going to hang it in my dining room, probably on the little dining room door or somewhere fun, but anyway, continue to add those little bundles, get those nice and tight on there. And then once you have that done, you can whip out your ribbon and make a fabulous bow. Okay, so from the Dollar Tree, I'm using this red sparkly ribbon. It has a ton of fallout. It's super annoying. It gets everywhere, but it's super pretty and sparkly. I'm going to take my Easy Bow Maker and I'm going to make a 6-inch loop. So the loops are 6 inches, but it's 12 inches on either side. And I'm just going to press that down onto my Easy Bow Maker and then trim this up and off. And I'm starting out with the red sparkly ribbon, and then I'm going to move into the red buffalo check plaid ribbon, and you're just going to kind of pinch it on one end, push it down into that center prong, and then move it onto the other side. And on this YouTube video, I am going to leave a link in the description box to my big bow video. I do really, really big bows as well without the Easy Bow Maker. So, you guys go check that out if you need a little bit of help making bows. And I'm also going to be posting bow videos on my Facebook page and my Instagram as well, and probably over on TikTok. My goodness. Anyway, add some more sparkly ribbon, get jazzy with it. I do like to start eventually, gradually kind of pulling my ribbon a little bit smaller on each loop. That way there aren't loops buried behind the ribbon. But for a project this large, you do want a larger bow because the bow is going to kind of nestle down into the mesh. I hope that makes sense. So I did multiple layers because I really want the bow to take center stage, be nice and fluffy. Now, the way that I did my witch hat for Halloween, I just did 3 ribbons and then I added 3 bows to the front of that. But for this, I just kind of wanted to keep it a little bit more chill and just do a really large boofy poofy bow and see what I thought about that. So also don't forget to dovetail the ends of your ribbon. Super important here. We don't want to make this gorgeous project and then not take care of those ribbon ends. So by dovetailing the ribbon, you're just going to take the ribbon and pinch it. You're actually going to fold it over and then cut that triangle in an upwards direction, or you could do like a slide cut as well. Any way that you cut it is fine, as long as you don't leave it all kind of like just uncut and raggedy. Okay, now that you have your giant fluffy bow and it's probably too much for your hand to hold, you're going to take a zip tie and you're going to zip tie it onto the base top part of your Santa hat. So just find a little spot on there that you can kind of zip tie it on and go for it. And you can really choose the placement anywhere you want. And then the next part, you're going to fluffy up that bow. Do not forget to fluff your bows, ladies and gentlemen. And I decided I thought it'd be cute to add this cute little gnome just nestled down inside of Santa's hat. I almost feel like they're like a kind of like a gnomey elf on the shelf with their little striped, PJs and hat. And I just took some of this mesh tubing. I also added the mesh tubing to the center of the bow to give it some dimension. And I just tied my little gnome. I tied him around the waist, and there he was. He sat so cute on there and is so dazzling and so perfect. Now I wanted to make the top part of my Santa hat cohesive. I always like to do a little cute little bow. So you just take the ribbon, loop it over on itself, pinch it in the center, and then you can add that to the top. And zip tying it is really best. I've tried to hot glue these before and they really have a tendency to kind of wobble off. So zip tie that baby to the top of there, trim it off, call it good. And then I'm going to pop this little pom-pom because Santa has to have a pom-pom, a little cute little Santa hat ball on the top. And boom, there you guys have a pretty fun little fabulous wreath on a total budget. Hopefully the country style ribbon blends in with the yellow on the white of the Santa hat. And you guys can give me some grace for that. I think it turned out pretty darn cute anyway. But hope you guys are inspired to make a fun little Santa hat of your own and that you guys are also having fun with this. Now, if you didn't find the wire wreath form at Dollar Tree, you may want to check Hobby Lobby, and also they have the tinsel hats as well. So you guys can use that just as well as you guys can use this larger one, and it'll save a lot of mesh probably. For this next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you guys how to make the most super adorable chillin' with my gnomies little gnome pillow. Okay, so this is a Dollar Tree tea towel, and they make the best little throw pillows. So you're just going to take and you're going to flip it inside out and begin to glue along the seam. You want to glue as closely to the seam as possible without burning your fingers and without not getting glue on the seam. That way you'll have more of the pillow and it'll look nice and kind of, it's not going to look super professional, but it'll look a little bit better. And plus you don't want to cover up your chillin' with the gnomies little lettering there. So glue really close to the seam, press it down really nice and good. And then once you have that done, you want to inside it out because you have to have room for your stuffing. I left a pretty good little hole there. You could close it up a little bit on that one end if you want. And then you want to take your fingers and kind of poke it in to the ends. And that way you don't have like any little funny ends. And then you're going to take some pillow stuffing and you're going to just start stuffing this. You could also use, Walmart bags if it's just going to be a throw pillow. I know people have said that they do that. I'm just using some old pillow stuffing and I'm going to make sure that I get it nice and full and fluffy and cute because I love a good, nice, fluffy, cute pillow. So keep on stuffing, keep going. Now, the fuller you get it, the harder it's going to be to do this last part. I will tell you that, but it usually works out in the end. So what you want to do is just going to want to take it and pinch it and just barely fold each end under and then very gently and watch your fingers. Oh, this part can be a killer. Start hot gluing the pillow back together, or you could just glue those seams and not worry about making like a pretty seam on the end. Either way honestly will work. And I've done it too where you can take like some cute little trim if things get sloppy on the end and trim this out because Lord knows I get sloppy with my crafting. And so anyway, again, just fold those little ends under, pinch it there, and then once you get to the end, you should be good to go. Now, I love to add pom-poms to the ends of these. I just think they make it really, really cute, and it's a great little kind of kids decor piece, honestly, especially if you don't want to go crazy decorating every single room for Christmas, adding a cute little throw pillow. And this is like $1. If you've got an old pillow laying around and you've got some cute little doodly dads, you guys are good to go. So I hope you guys are loving this and you're inspired to make a cute little fun pillow. And you could really make any little pillow from any tea towel. Check Walmart. Walmart's going to have some 99-cent tea towels as well. They're going to be holiday tea towels as well as Dollar General. Hey, don't count Dollar General out. They have some really fun little Christmas goodies. For this Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you guys how to take one of those little Dollar Tree signs. And this is just kind of like that, it's not really wood, but it's more of like that pressed wood. And I'm going to take some of this chalk paint, and these are fun to do, but they can be a little bit frustrating getting into those little crevices on the inside if you're using chalk paint. So you want to have, a sponge brush that is going to be tossable, and then also like a paintbrush that you can like kind of get in and around at the little nooks and crannies on. And so anyway, I chose this elephant gray chalk paint, and I'm getting down to the bottom of this. I really need to go to Walmart. I keep saying this every video, I swear, and grab some white chalk paint. Hopefully Walmart's still carrying it. I honestly don't ever go in there anymore. So anyway, I am just going to make this really cute and make it really nice and chalk painted up. And then I'm going to add a nice little layer of white paint to kind of dust on there. Okay, so now that we have it nice and white and dusted on here, you guys can add some glitter, or you can add in some like cute little bows to the top, or really whatever suits your fancy. I ended up adding like a nice little kind of light layer of this iridescent glitter. You guys can get it at Walmart in the craft section, and then that's just going to give it kind of a little bit of sparkle and shine. And I think it's kind of nice to have something in here that's a little bit more demure, since there's so many pops of reds And so I think that this nice little touch of gray is so perfect. Or you could do blue or red, just whatever floats your boat. But peace is such a great reminder for this season. And anyway, as always, I ask you guys comment and let me know what was your favorite DIY in this video. Which one will you be recreating? And check it out. Here's our favorite little pupper dog, Benji Bear. He was causing a commotion in the backyard. His girlfriend lives in the backyard, and so he just goes nutsos barking. And then here he is playing with this little rope. He loves y'all, and I'm so thankful to have you guys here. Hey, also look out for my new giveaway. I'm going to be announcing that in my next video, so stay tuned. Until then, happy crafting. So thank you guys so much for joining me on another fun and fabulous crafty decor adventure. It is a true blessing and honor to have you all here. If you all are new, welcome. I'm Olivia with Olivia's Romantic Home, and I'm a DIY crafty mama. I love to share with you guys how you can make your home's boutique gorgeous on a budget. And for everybody that comes back and loves on me, thank you guys so much. It is such a blessing and an honor to share what I love to do, and I hope you guys are inspired as always. And hey, I would love to invite you guys to subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a little bell. If you click that bell and then hit all, it will update you every single time I post a new video. I also post several DIY videos a day over on Facebook, so you guys pop over there. I have a free little group page you guys can join and just share photos of your home decor and DIY projects over there. It's a really positive place. I like to keep positive and happy and just have fun with you guys. Hey, also pop over to my Olivia's Romantic Home Instagram if you want, and you guys can tag me over there and also see some of my DIY projects over there. And I even have a TikTok, oh boy. But thank you guys so much for being here. We have an amazing season of crafting and decorating ahead of us. If you're still fall crafting and decorating, that's awesome as well. I put out hundreds of fall DIY Dollar Tree projects and budget-friendly ways you guys can decorate your house and fluff things up. I look forward to every single season with so much joy, and I hope my joy is contagious and you guys can share some joy in your world as well. So thank you guys again for being here. I'm hugging all of your hearts so tight. I'm wishing you a gorgeous, fabulous, blessed day. And until our next video, remember, be kind to yourselves and be kind to one another. I'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye-bye.